Give you an overview. We've got a lot going on right now. We've got tornado warnings in effect for basically along the the US 1 corridor stretching from Vance County through Wake County into portions of Harnett County, and then down south south of Fayetteville. Fayetteville right now not under a warning, but we have a storm now making its way into portions of Robeson County there, and that will be moving into southern Cumberland County and could potentially move into Fayetteville at some point. I want to go back into downtown Raleigh. Again, a very dangerous situation as this is developing, or not developing, it is a tornado on the ground making its way through downtown Raleigh, and according to the velocity signature, this is where the tornado is going to be. If it is still on the ground, which by all indications it still is, this is near the Highway 1, Highway 401 split, so where Capitol Boulevard splits north of Raleigh just inside the 540 belt line, the 540 outer loop. That's where the tornado circulation, the parent circulation is, and it's likely somewhere getting ready to cross Interstate 540, the outer loop. If you are listening to us on Mix 101.5 and you are on Interstate 540 anywhere in the vicinity of or heading toward Capitol Boulevard, Highway 1, US 401, you need to stop your car, find a safe place, and do not stop the car underneath a bridge or an overpass. That is an extremely dangerous place to be. But find a place, get off at the nearest exit, and seek sturdy shelter. Folks in Rolesville and Wake Forest and Youngsville will be next with this if this circulation continues to stay on the ground, which there are no indications that it's lifting anytime soon. So folks in New Hope, Millbrook, Falls Church, we'll put some streets on here. It's now that we've zoomed in to the Spring Forest Road, Highway 401 again, Highway 1 in the New Hope area. This is where the circulation is along Highway 1 near its intersection with Buffalo Road to the northeast side of downtown Raleigh, and it is moving toward the northeast very quickly at about 50 to 55 miles per hour. Mike?
Well, Nate, we need to go to Chad Flowers via Ken Smith. Chad was on top of the RBC Plaza.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of calls, and Chad has been up on that roof, and we've been telling them to stay safe. And Chad joins us on the phone right now. And Chad, what are you seeing right now?
Hey, it was amazing. I mean, we literally watched the tornado, or the circulation of wind and debris, move from the south to right through the middle of downtown. It came right over the BB&T building, right into us at the RBC building. Okay, sorry about the wind. Wind is blowing extremely fast up here, probably 50, 60 mile per hour gust. It was incredible. In the middle of it, there was just massive amounts of debris, looked like cardboard and all kinds of other things just swirling in the wind. There was on top of the Progress Energy building right here next door, there is a antenna that has broken off and leaned over on top of that building. Right now, there's a lot of ambulance sirens going off downtown. There's down below at the bottom of Martin Luther King and South Saunders Street going outbound. There's multiple ambulances near Ray Price Harley Davidson right now. Just kind of chaos downtown right now because it literally came through the middle of downtown. And I've just never seen anything like it before. Ken?
You got it. And stay safe up there, Chad. And we just got reports of numerous brick buildings damaged on South Saunders Street. So, as Chad just described, we also had a number of viewers call in who have seen a lot of this debris flying through the air. We just heard from some of our viewers in the Glenwood South area. One gentleman said, as Chad just described, he saw debris just flying all over the air, all over the area. Chad just painted a picture, really, from his vantage point on top of the RBC Plaza. And there you can see this live view down on that area of Raleigh. You can see the traffic is basically at a standstill because we've been encouraging people, if you're anywhere within earshot of us, you're listening to us on Mix 101.5, you're listening to us on 99.9 The Fan, you're in your car, we encourage you, we can't stress enough the importance of pulling over, seeking a safe area, and getting off the roads because of this threat of severe weather that's moving through us. And I got to tell you, Mike, you talked about this over the last 24 hours, and this is what you mainly were concerned about, and it came to fruition.
This does not look like a good scene. Reports of a large tornado on the ground. You were talking about South Saunders Street. We've had reports that those brick buildings have been destroyed, not just damaged. So it takes a very, very large tornado to destroy a brick structure.
And I mean, we're talking brick, and these are sturdy buildings. And when you talk of South Saunders Street, that's one of the oldest thoroughfares in our community. So you know those buildings have been there for quite a while.
And Nate's motioning that we need to go to him because I think he's got something really impressive to show.
Now we've got reports of a tornado on the ground in northeastern Cumberland County. We have a lot going on here in Wake County. Update, by the way, in Wake County, the tornado warning has expired for Wake County, but in Cumberland County, near the community of Wade, just to the east of the Godwin community, we have reports now of a tornado 7 miles west of Wade or 8 miles north of Fayetteville. That tornado is moving toward the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Folks in Irwin and Dunn along Highway 217, Highway 301. Folks in Godwin, you need to take shelter from this tornado. We have now confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground in northeastern Cumberland County. So please take shelter from this tornado immediately. Get into the lowest level of your home. We say it a lot, and we're going to keep saying it. You need to get to the lowest level of a sturdy structure. A basement would be ideal. This is the best place for you. But get into the lowest level of your home or wherever you happen to be. Get away from windows and get into a room, preferably a small interior room like a bathroom or a closet. You switch over to the velocity view, and it's right in here, just in between Godwin and Highway 401, right in this area here where all the colors are all jumbled and mixed up. That's what we're concerned about here. We'll switch over to the, well, we're not going to switch over to that radar. We'll switch back over to the HD Doppler network, and again, it's this area just to the south of Irwin. So folks in Irwin, you need to take shelter from this tornado along Highway 217, 82, 301 in Dunn. And then this will be crossing U.S. Highway 421 here shortly. I want to do a storm track on this, give you an idea when it's likely to be in your neck of the woods. And it's moving again to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. Irwin at 420, so you have probably a little less than 12 minutes to take shelter, but I wouldn't wait. I'm going ahead and get into your safe place, your shelter place, immediately. And Mike, you're looking at velocity information now. Where's the storm in Wake County?
It is moving over closer to Wake Forest. I was just going through my cell phone. I was receiving text messages from my neighbors reporting that they have no electricity in the village of Winchester area. Reports of damage in the neighborhood there as well, but the structure of the homes are fine, just some minor damage occurring. The storm right now is moving over northeastern Wake County. The greatest rotation that we're seeing now is between the split of US 401 and US 1 heading up towards Rolesville. So this is the location that we're watching that has the greatest rotation and the greatest threat. Now, Nate, you just mentioned a moment ago that the tornado warning had expired for Wake County, yet the velocity signature shows something still very impressive on the radar. It is advancing quickly into Franklin County, and we'll remind folks that the tornado warning is still in effect for Franklin County until about 4:15, so at some point that is likely to be extended as this looks like it's going to be making its way through there. So let's put some numbers on here. We're looking at something very interesting. We're looking at numbers showing what the shear is. Not as impressive as it was moving over downtown Raleigh, but still perhaps something to be reckoned with. But it does look less intense as it was as it moved over downtown Raleigh just a short time ago. I want to change over to the radar view and go to the wide view so you can see what's happening across the area, and then I will time lapse this so you can see everything that's occurring. Again, we got 3 or 4 hot spots we're watching. One, over Robeson County, it looks like Lumberton right now. You're under the gun with a nasty storm. We've got northern Cumberland County. We also have central Wake County, and then we have a pretty nasty looking storm up in Vance County around the Henderson area right now. If you're in the Carr Lake, Lake Gaston area, you need to take shelter immediately because this storm is heading your way. And we will focus in now on the one over northeastern Wake County as this continues to rapidly move towards the north and east. And that's the cell right here. And as we zoom in, that's where the greatest threat level is. Now, Nate, can you take a look at what's happening on the Wake County one, because it looks like my radar's not updating.
Okay, let me take a look. I've switched over to our live Fayetteville Doppler, and unfortunately, internet connectivity down there being what it is, we've lost the image. So let's switch back over to RAX. We've got the last image there at 4:08. So I'm going to hit two storms real quick. First of all, I'm going to take a look at what's happening here in extreme northeastern Cumberland County. Again, reports of a tornado on the ground between Godwin and the Wade community. This is heading toward Irwin and Dunn along Interstate 95 and just to the west of Interstate 95. So if you live east of 95 in Cumberland County, you're going to be okay. But folks in northern Sampson County, extreme eastern Harnett County, and now starting to move into western Johnston County, this area, Irwin, Dunn, and eventually toward Benson. That's where this storm is headed over the next little while. You can see it moving toward the northeast over the last few minutes or so. The last radar image at 4:08. So we're continuing to watch the storm move off from the southwest toward the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So again, Dunn and Irwin, you're under the gun. You probably have now less than about 5 minutes to take shelter from that thunderstorm. Now let's move up toward the north into northern portions of Wake County and southern portions of Henderson County, Warren County, and Franklin County. And you can see the circulation that moved over downtown Raleigh about 15 minutes ago, moved over Holly Springs. We had confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground. Still a very dangerous looking signature here showing up on the radar just to the south of Rolesville. It's in this area here. So we're going ahead and zoom in and show you what's going on. This is along Highway 401, so we're north now of the 401 US 1 split. Folks in Rolesville, you need to take shelter from this thunderstorm, this tornado on the ground, just to the just to the southwest of Rolesville. Switch back to the conventional display. So folks in Rolesville here, very dangerous circulation moving overhead now. Again, this radar image is a couple of minutes old, so this storm has moved over Rolesville now and will be eventually making its way in toward New Hope into the west of the Five Points community up in Franklin County. Rolesville, just south of Wake Forest. Now, Wake Forest, you're likely dealing with a good bit of hail out of this particular thunderstorm, but the tornadic part of this storm is not moving in your direction, and that's good news. But Rolesville and the Lassiter communities, we put some streets on here for you. Give you an idea of what some of the streets are. This is Highway 96. There, that moves into, and then there's Highway 98 that rolls through downtown Wake Forest, and then let's see, what is this? This is Highway 401. So where 98, 96, and 401 all come together in extreme northeastern Wake County and southern Franklin County, you need to take shelter. This thunderstorm and the tornado still, we have to assume that it is on the ground with this. Because we've not heard anything to the contrary with this. We've had visible debris, and it's now moving, getting an update now from the National Weather Service, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Mike, what do you have?
We just want to let folks know and remind them that the tornado warning, the tornado in Wake County will eventually be making its way into Franklin, Granville, Nash, and Vance counties. Their tornado warnings are in effect until 4:45. So I have a storm track. Let's go to the other weather computer, the Weather 7, and there's the storm track showing Youngsville, 416, Mays Crossroads, Harris Crossroads, the Royal Community, Needmore, Catesville, and Michener's Crossroads. These are just some of the communities between northeastern Wake County into Franklin County, and then eventually will be making its way up towards Warren County. Now, if the trajectory takes it a little further to the north and east, it may clip parts of Nash County, maybe over towards the Red Oak community, perhaps even Centerville. Now, there's still a tornado on the ground. A debris field has been seen with this, so a very dangerous situation. You need to take cover if you're watching from Franklin County, western Nash County, Granville County, or at least southern Vance County and parts of Warren County. You need to take cover, watch the storm closely. We're on Mix 101.5, so if you go to your safe place, you take the radio with you, and make sure you have that with you so you can keep abreast of what is going on. Also, we're on 99.9 The Fan. We're simulcast on there as well. I understand Ken Smith wants to share something. Do you have new information, Ken?
Well, we've been getting a lot of reports from our viewers calling in with reports of what's going on around the community. We listened to Chad a little while ago. He described when that funnel cloud came through the downtown area. He described widespread damage in the downtown area, including an antenna that was broken. He literally saw debris just flying through the air. We also heard from our viewers in the Glenwood South area. A gentleman called in and reported that he saw debris flying all through the air on Glenwood South as well. Of course, without continuing coverage, we know our golfing viewers have been calling in, wondering where the golf is. Well, here's your information. If you're tuning in for the Texas Open, you can find that at WRAL-2. We've moved that coverage over to Time Warner Channel digital cable 106 or over the air at 5.2. Again, if you're tuning in for the Gulf, you can catch it on WRAL-2, Time Warner digital cable 106 or over the air at 5.2. We have crews all over the triangle in our area covering this storm and the aftermath. Tara Lynn just arrived in the Holly Springs area. She joins us by the phone. And Tara, just set the scene for us, if you will.
Well, right now, Ken, if you can believe it, it's a sunny day, and the only reason you...
All right, we've lost Tara, but I think, Tara, hold on one second.
Okay.
Mike has an update for us.
We have new tornado warnings for Harnett, Johnston, Sampson County until 5 o'clock. Nate, are you set up to ready to go for that? Okay, let's go over to Nate.
This is the storm that we've been watching that moved out of Cumberland County. It has now moved into Harnett County. It is moving toward Benson, Irwin, and Dunn. We've been talking about this for the last 5 or 10 minutes now. This is the circulation that we're looking at here in between, or just to the south of Irwin and Dunn. There's Highway 421 that goes between Irwin and Dunn. And of course, this is 301 and Interstate 95 moving northeast in toward Benson. I want to zoom out just a little bit to give you a little perspective. You can see how this storm moved out of Cumberland County and is now making its way toward Benson and across the extreme southeastern portions of Harnett County. So if you live in Dunn right now, if you live in Irwin, again, take shelter from this storm. Law enforcement, so this is some of our finest men and women out there reporting a tornado 11 miles west of Spivey's Corner. And this is southeast of Lillington, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So let me do a storm track on this, give you an idea of where it is likely to be, moving to the northeast at 45. And Dunn and Benson, you can see Dunn at 421, Benson at 429. I wanted to expand this out a little bit and catch some of these other towns that will be affected. Irwin at 421, so about another 3 or 4 minutes from now. Benson, you've got until about the bottom of the hour, and the 5 Points community in Johnston County, perhaps about another 10 to 15 minutes at most. Again, we've got a tornado warning. This is a tornado on the ground with this thunderstorm, and now with the latest radar image, you can see a nice a circulation developing just to the south of Dunn, making its way toward Benson, North Carolina. If we can switch to Weather 6 and we'll take a look at that. There we go. And you can see the circulation making its way across eastern Harnett County, moving up toward Benson at this hour. So if you live, again, eastern Harnett County and extreme northern tip, this extreme little northern tip portion of Sampson County there, Highway 55, and of course there's 421 as it continues toward Spivey's Corner, Newton Grove. This area here, you're also sort of under the gun. You definitely want to be moving inside your safe place. But folks in the eastern Harnett County, east and toward Benson. All right, now getting reports, Mike, of power lines down along the road in 401 in northern Wake County. A lot of damage being reported by some of the SKYWARN spotters there, Mike.
Tara Lynn, of course, we know we have a number of reporters covering the storm throughout the Triangle area. Our Tara Lynn made her way to Holly Springs. She's on the phone with us right now. And Tara, you were mentioning that it's a sunny day down there?
Yeah, the sun is shining on one half of the sky, but you can certainly tell where that storm is headed. It has passed through the Holly Springs area. We saw one two-story home that has a big picture window in the front where the dining room would be, and the storm totally blew that window in. There's another home here that the storm ripped off the entire side of the garage, and you can literally stand right.
All right, Tara, you dropped out a bit on us, but we understand that you've got a couple of homes in the Holly Springs area. And of course, we're gathering all this information, and we'll have the updated information when you join us at 6 o'clock tonight. But we're not going anywhere. We're here with you. Lee County, we heard reports of homes damaged in the St. Andrews area in particular. One viewer called in a trucker who was driving through that area. He was stuck because of debris all along those roadways in Lee County. He could not move anywhere. He also told us that the Lowe's home improvement store was basically demolished in that area. We're, of course, working to get some pictures from that area. On the screen, you're looking at I-40 and US 70. You can see traffic is still moving along smoothly, though. But back here in Wake County, we've had a number of viewers calling in, including our own Chad Flowers, who described seeing that funnel cloud come through downtown Raleigh. He described seeing debris flying all over the downtown area. We're working on getting some pictures in for you as well. In Person County, Moore County, we have a number of brick buildings destroyed in the South Saunders area. And here's one more picture from that vantage point, the RBC Plaza, downtown Raleigh. This is the top floor. That's what you're looking at. That's the view from the top floor of the RBC Center building in downtown Raleigh. You can see the black clouds in the distance, and you can see that Chad Flowers was kind enough and had the wherewithal to feed in some of this video a little bit. And as we mentioned just now, in Lee County, the Lowe's home improvement store sustained quite a bit of damage. I'm told there's somebody on the phone from Lowe's, and what can you tell us right now about what happened with that store?
We saw a tornado coming, and myself and another girl, and we started hollering, on the paging system, tornado, get everybody to the bathrooms, and everybody, to my knowledge, got to the back. Nobody was, seriously injured. But the front of the building, the concrete block wall caved in, and the roof went off about halfway back. But it didn't just hit us. I mean, it comes straight over us.
Now, Gail Dickens on the phone with us from Sanford. Now, are you an employee or are you shopping in the store today?
I'm an employee. I'm a cashier at the front of the building where the large glass doors were, and that's how we were able to see the tornado coming from a distance. But at first, you're kind of like, no, this can't be a tornado. But as it got closer, it's a tornado, and then we screamed for everybody, get to the back, ran through the store hollering, get to the back of the bathroom, get to the back of the store where the bathrooms are.
And you said the entire front concrete wall caved in?
Yes. I mean, this is like a horror movie that you see on TV. We got ambulances and fire trucks everywhere. And every car in the parking lot, the windows are blown out of the cars. Some of them were picked up and tossed around. I mean, cars like they were just pushed all the way, almost to the front of the building. I mean, it's unbelievable. Most of the cars, most of the cars are totaled. I had a brand new car is totaled.
Ms. Dickens, we appreciate you calling in. We appreciate the fact that everyone is safe. And you mentioned that everyone is safe, yes?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
You mentioned that everyone is safe?
Most everybody was safe, although there were a few, I think, fatalities, slight injuries, but I don't know if anybody was seriously injured. I know that there were a couple of people out in the parking lot when it hit, and they were probably the most serious. But I know one guy got out, was able to walk out of his car. He was trapped in. And another person, I'm not sure about that person, but I don't think anybody was, seriously injured.
Gail Dickens, an employee with the Lowe's home improvement store, describing the widespread damage when that tornado came through that area. She said a number of cars in the parking lot, their windows are blown out. She said the entire concrete front of that building blown down. We have a crew on the scene. Brian Mims just arrived there. We're efforting a live shot, so stay tuned for that. Let's get back over to Mike with an update.
Ken, we're slowly getting damage reports to trickle into the newsroom. National Weather Service employee reported here in the Raleigh area, multiple trees blocking the right-hand lane of I-40 at exit 298, and hundreds of trees snapped in the woods on either side of the interstate. So we're looking at significant damage. Not only were we talking about the brick buildings destroyed on parts of South Saunders Street, but we're looking at a lot of tree damage as well. And I'm sure by the time this moves out of here and we get an assessment of how much damage we are looking at, it will be extreme. Now, there are at least 2 tornadoes on the ground. We're tracking one in southern Franklin County, and Nate's tracking the one that's moving into the Benson area right now between eastern Harnett County and southwestern Johnston County. So what I want to do is go up to southern Franklin County and take a look at the latest up there. to see what's happening with that cell. This is the one that moved through downtown Raleigh and had all that damage, and it's looking like it is still a really impressive tornado. Let me stop this in the last frame, and where you see the circles showing up, those are what we call our shear markers. So that was an indication that there's some rotation going on there. And this area here, where you see the little notch, that's likely where our tornado is located. So you see that there's 401, there's 98. This road here, just south of Lewisburg, is State Highway 39. So according to the radar, and likely to be ground truth, the tornado would be located between 401, 39, and Highway 98. Now, that storm is moving to the northeast at 50 miles per hour, so it will be rapidly moving past at least the east side of Lewisburg and eventually making its way farther up eastern Franklin County, perhaps eventually making its way up towards Centerville. Let me take this off the screen and widen out the view so we can see where this path would take it. So we widen out the view and we'll do a storm track, and there is the center of the notch. We move northeast at 50 miles per hour. And so the locations that would be affected at 427 would be Rayner Community, Lewisburg at 430, Mapleville, Hickory Rock, Suki Young Crossroads, Stallings Crossroads, and the Oswego community. Eventually this will make its way up into Warren County. Now, tornado warning is in effect for Franklin County, Warren County, parts of Nash County, and will eventually likely be extended up into Halifax County. Now, we have a report that a tornado warning has been issued for Franklin, Halifax, Nash, Warren counties until 5:15. Wake County reported a tornado on the ground. Meteorologists reported the roof of Earp's Seafood Market on South Saunders Street partially ripped off. So we are still seeing more reports of damage on South Saunders Street. But for you folks watching in let me take a look. It's updating so quickly. For Franklin,
Mike,
Halifax. Yes, sir.
I need to get an update in on the storm moving over Dunn now.
Okay, go for it.
We had an update still tracking a destructive tornado. This is now just to the southeast of Benson, going to be crossing over Interstate 40 near the Allens Crossroads community. You can see on Weather 6 here just to the southeast of Benson. Benson, you got some very heavy rain, probably some hail and some hellacious winds, but it looks like the circulation part of this thunderstorm is moving off just to your east. It's in this area here, just to the near 5 Points, crossing Interstate 40 at this time, is what we're concerned about, where all the velocity colors get mixed up there in this instance because of the angle that we're looking at the radar and everything. It's indication that we've got a lot of turbulence in the atmosphere and we got that rotation. So crossing Interstate 40 now. This is Highway 50 there, connecting Benson and 5 Points. Of course, this is Interstate 40 here. This is Interstate 95. So folks along into the north and west of Interstate 95 are getting a lot of heavy rain and some hail for you from Benson off toward the north and northeast to the top side of Interstate 95. But this is making its way toward our friends in Allens Crossroads. Benson, I'm going to do a storm track on this, moving to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour, and update the speed here for you. And Allens Crossroads at 437, Four Oaks at 438, and if we broaden this out to include a few more folks, excuse me about that, we're starting to see a good bit of some of these towns. Let me switch this over here. I'm having some technical difficulties here, but there, Four Oaks eventually here in southern Johnston County. And as I zoom out, I want to give you a little perspective on where this is relative to some of the other landmarks in Johnston County. This is moving toward Smithfield. So folks in Smithfield, you need to be getting ready to take shelter, if not taking shelter at this time. Four Oaks eventually toward Smithfield, Pine Level, and Selma. Along Interstate 95 in Johnston County. This has been confirmed on the ground at a couple of different points through the rest of the afternoon. Okay, latest update now, funnel cloud with this, so maybe it has lifted, and that would be good news. This is near Highway 301 and Ivy Road near Benson. Also, while we're down in the southern part of the viewing area, a new tornado warning now issued for Sampson and Cumberland counties for a tornado 10 miles southwest of Roseboro or 16 miles north of Elizabethtown. It's this area here just to the west of Clinton. So let me clear off the old storm track for you, show you this storm here. This is almost due south of Stedman and Autryville, moving towards Salemburg and Clinton. This storm moving northeast 45. Let me do get a storm track on here and let you know what communities are going to be affected by this as it moves toward the northeast. Roseboro at 441 is the largest of those communities. See if we get some of the other smaller communities to show up here. It looks like it's going to be it, but eventually Salemburg as well. Broaden the, extend this box a little bit there. Roseboro at 441, Salemburg at 445, Bearskin, Reynolds Crossroads, Kitty Fork, and Basstown, Beeman Crossroads, all before the top of the hour. But Roseboro and Salemburg next in with this. And if you live in Clinton, I would be paying very close attention to this storm, because if it shifts just a little bit to the right, that's right on your doorstep. So if you live in Clinton there in southern Sampson County, you need to be paying attention. But folks to the west of Clinton towards Salemburg, and in the extreme, the southwest or southeastern portion of Cumberland County, you need to take shelter. Roseboro and Salemburg next with this particular tornado. Mike?